is Caring benefits Front Steps, which provides a pathway home for our neighbors experiencing homelessness by offering emergency shelter, affordable housing, recuperative medical care, supportive services, and community awareness. For every share of our service while we are live, we'll donate $5 to Front Steps.
Experience the magic of our metaphysical bookstore after hours this coming Friday, July 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. This fun happy hour will feature wine and book pairings, nosh and nibbles, and lots of door prizes. Be ready to shop and have fun. You know, they have great things in the bookstore besides books, principles. They have great greeting cards, really beautiful ones. And they have chimes and jewelry and incense and candles. So you better go and shop this Friday night.
Donna brought props to the announcement video. Yay! I'm wondering what kind of wine goes with, say, a Dr. Joe book. What kind of wine? That maybe a red. It's an Italian.
Probably one with a lot of depth to it.
Oh, exactly. So here's a quick announcement from one of our Path Plus.
Too late for it to be a quick announcement.
Short story, too late. Here's a quick announcement from one, not mine, but this next one. A quick announcement from one of our Path Class facilitators. I think Donna might know him. Licensed Unity teacher, Bob Withrow.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I really appreciate it. Yeah, my name is Bob Withrow, and I'm one of the co-facilitators for our Path to Discovery class, our new member class, which is starting in just a couple of weeks. Yeah, I co-facilitate the part of the path where we really take, I'll call it an in-depth discussion of Unity's 5 principles. It's a conversational class. It's a question and answer class. It's a probing class where we go into each of the principles one by one and really unpack what they mean. And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the primary reasons for the path. But I'd also say it's fellowship, learning and meeting new people on the same spiritual path as you, learning maybe a little bit about Unity, learning a little bit about Unity Church of the Hills, and making you feel, as you already are, a welcome part of our community. So really think about joining the Path class this time around. We offer it 3 times a year, but why not now? And look forward to seeing you in class. Bye-bye.
We Wisdom Preschool is currently enrolling for the new school year. Care is provided Monday through Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. for children 18 months to 5 years of age. We Wisdom offers a loving spiritual environment that honors the learning styles of all children. Please contact the director, Carrie Monk, at carrie.monk@unityhills.org to set up a tour and to get more information.
Unity Church of the Hills is excited to partner once again with Round Rock Independent School District and Families in Transition for the 2021-22 Back to School Drive. Last year, with your help, Families in Transition was able to reach 330 families, that's 1,200 homeless and foster kids in Round Rock ISD with school supplies. Pick up a school supply list by grade out in the foyer or online, or donate online and we'll take care of the shopping. You can use the donation link to sponsor a particular grade. For instance, a fully loaded backpack for a first grader is $45. Or you can text any amount using our text to give system. Text UCOH Love to 833-717-7700 and enter school supplies in the offering notes. All supplies are due back by August 1st. Learn more on our UCO app or website. And thank you in advance for your amazing generosity.
Now you can take Unity Church of the Hills with you wherever you go by downloading the UCOH app. You can text UCOH app to 833-717-7700. In addition, be sure to sign up for our e-newsletters at unityhills.org under Resources, Common Newsletters.
That's it for the announcements, folks. And now we invite you to settle in as Celebration transforms us with song. Happy Sunday, everyone.
And we invite you to stand up because this is a sing-along. That's the simple premise of the song, and now you have it. You can sing along too. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Good morning. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. We are here. Welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. It's so good to see you all here. Oh, do you feel that? Do you feel that energy? It's just bubbling. There is so much going on here, and it's like I'm excited. You're going to be excited too, I promise. I promise. For those of you who are online and joining us, we so appreciate you being here and choosing us as your family, your spiritual family. So thank you. We hold you in that knowing that you are a part of this community. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. One of the wonderful things that I love about this movement, it doesn't matter how you connect to Source, what religion you choose to practice, all faiths are welcome here. All are welcome. Because we know each of us is of the divine. So it doesn't matter how you choose your path. You are welcome here to be in this love, to be in this awakening of consciousness. If you're online and you'd like some more information about our beloved community, please type connect in the comments section and one of our ambassadors will reach out to you. And if you're here, there are little cards in the pews now. We have paper again in the pews and pens. So feel free to just put your information in and just put it in the basket when it comes around. Children, the kids are back, which we are so thrilled about. And we are taking good care of them. As you know, the Delta variant is here in Texas, it's here in Austin, and we will not expose them to that by bringing them into the sanctuary. So the leadership team and I made that decision. So they are in their rooms over there, enjoying each other. The people who are working with the kids are masked up as well to protect them. If you haven't heard recently, we are now back to level 3 in Austin. We checked with the Department of Health. My team, my staff, they're amazing. They make sure that I'm plugged into the most recent thing. The good news is the protocol's the same. Level 2 and level 3, the protocol is the same. We will keep watching that and be informed and inform you and support you in this process. You know, we've gotten spoiled thinking the pandemic's over. It's done. Not so much. So we just need to keep ourselves safe and the ones that we love safe. All right, so let's talk about our vision. Our vision here at Unity Church of the Hills says, together, we are an ever-expanding community of love and acceptance where lives are transformed. Beautiful. We're also going to do a staff recognition today. So I'm going to invite the staff, AV, come on up, please. I want you to know that these folks have held the fort down when there was no minister. When, they didn't know what was going on. But they kept this community alive. Thank you. It's so easy to forget, right? All the work that goes on behind the scenes. And they have just held the knowing of what this community is. And I've asked our board president to say a few words.
Thank you, Reverend Sheree. It's hard not to get emotional around this. You all have been such an amazing, centered, dedicated community within our larger community. And I need to recognize one more who was a unofficial staff member, Mary Spangberg. Could you please come up here, please, too? Last October, when the staff basically took over the operation of the church, Mary volunteered to come in and be in the office on a daily basis. That started in October, and there was no senior minister for our community. And then in March, we got to deliver the news to staff. We're going to have to shut down open door operations and move to virtual. And so within the context of not having a senior minister on board, this staff transitioned to a completely virtual service. And the creativity, the dedication, the willingness to step out and do things they hadn't done before was phenomenal. And so as a result, we had programming that was leading edge. We had postings on the UWM website saying, here's what a church can do during a pandemic. And so it was amazing that occurred. And then we had 3 interim ministers within the course of the past year with gaps in between. And so walking through all of that, the faith, really the faith that was so demonstrated by all of our staff of showing up and paying attention to those things that were important. We realized how critical a time it was and the need to reach out and connect. And from that, came programming that connected with people, our Care Connections, and going to people's houses. It really was an amazing thing to see what happened. And so now we have another transition that our wonderful staff is going through with a brand new senior minister. And so we have a debt of gratitude that we get to pay forward by our participation here in the church's activities. And so by volunteering, we can support this amazing group of people in doing everything that we do here and carrying out our mission of unconditional love and knowing that there is only one power and one presence in the universe, God, and that's love. Thank you.
I think Frank's next journey is going to be a minister. Give him a mic. Love you. Thank you. So what I'm asking each person to do is to pull a 12-power stone, and then they have the opportunity to look at, is this something I need to bring into my life? And yours is?
Imagination, that's what it is.
Imagination. Order. So perfect.
Imagination.
Imagination.
Understanding.
Understanding.
Power.
Power, baby.
Zeal.
Zeal, our Jennifer. Power.
Order.
Order. You look gorgeous.
Oh.
Will.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Life.
Life. The juiciness of life. Being all in. I also want to do a special shout out to the 8 a.m. crew. We don't talk much about them from the platform, but they hold us in that contemplative service. Rick, Jean, Tammy has done that, and others who have really supported us in being able to give our community what they need. And Jean and I are going to be in conversation this week about bringing them back in and doing a hybrid service for the 8 a.m. service. I told you things are happening, right? So just thank you, thank you, thank you all. Just a round of applause again, please. We will start with the opening prayer. I know we've been doing some work already, but the opening prayer is coming up. Roderick is going to do his amazing thing with those bowls that I can't play for love or money, and he does it so nicely. And we have a special guest here, Jennifer, who's also a prayer chaplain. She's our office manager, and she's going to do the opening prayer.
As we pause and center ourselves in this present moment, we breathe in the love, the life, the light and joy of this place we call home. In the presence of the one power the cause and creator of all that is, we bring to mind those things for which we are grateful. And in our hearts we hold those experiencing pain, fear, sorrow, or difficulty. In the silence we listen for the voice of the divine. Beloved, peace. Be still and know. Fear not. Be of good cheer. I see you. I see myself in you. Choose life. Life is beautiful. Shine your light. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I bless you and serve your highest good. And this is my voice as I speak to myself, my family, those online, and all people everywhere. To the earth, that beautiful living being we call home. And I say, beloved, peace, be still and know. Fear not. Be of good cheer. I see you. I see the Christ in you. Choose life. Life is beautiful. Shine your light. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I bless you and serve your highest good. And so it is. Amen.
As around the sun the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing you will grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, do you know what I say is true? That I'll be loving you always.
Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky.
Always.
Until the ocean covers every mountain high.
Always.
Until the dolphin flies and parrots live at sea.
Always.
Until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
You know that true love asks for nothing. Her acceptance is the way that we pay. Did you know that life has given love a guarantee to last forever and another day? It's time to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when to change. Just as kindness knows no shame, knows through all your joy and pain, that I'll be loving you always. As today I know I'm living, but tomorrow could make me the past, but I mustn't fear. For I know deep in my mind, love me I left behind, 'cause I'll be loving you for always.
Until the day is night and night becomes a day.
Always.
Until the starts turning right to left. Until the earth just for the sun denies itself.
I'll be loving you
until your mother nature says her work is through.
I'll be loving you
until the day that you are me and I am you. Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky. Until the ocean covers every mountain high.
We all know sometimes life has some trouble. Can make you wish you were born in another time and place. But you can bet your life and times that's twice as double. God knew exactly where you wanted to be placed. So make sure when you say you're in it but not of it, you're helping not make this world a place sometimes called hell. Change your words into truth and change that truth into love. And maybe your children got children and they got children will tell. Ain't that loving you?
Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky.
I'll be loving you
until the ocean covers every mountain high.
I'll be loving you
until the dolphin flies and parrots live and sing.
I'll be loving you
until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
always.
Until the day is night and night becomes the day. Until the trees and seas just melt and fly away.
I'll be loving you
Until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4.
I'll be loving you always.
Until the day that is the day that comes no
I'll be
more.
loving you
Until the day the earth starts turning right to left.
always.
Until the earth just for the sun denies itself. Until your mother nature says her work is through.
And loving you
Until the day that you are me and I am you.
loving you always.
Matt Russell, everybody.
Matt, you can sing. What? That is the first time I've heard Matt since I've been here singing, so it's just like, what? There's even more talent? That was beautiful, thank you, thank you. Celebration, thank you. Hoo-ah. Here we are. Do you know what we're gonna talk about today? All right, stay, it's okay. You're safe. What if you love like you've never been hurt before? You remember your first love, your first crush, right? It was like, no hesitation. You jumped right in there, complete immersion. And you know, there was just this sense of love and adoration. And then maybe you got hurt. And then you decided to protect yourself so that you would never feel that again. So I'm going to share some of my experiences with you because, you know, sometimes in our own mind we think no one else could be having these kinds of experiences but us. So I'm going to burst your bubble a little because most of us have had these types of experiences. So I'm going to talk about puppy love, my first love, puppy love. You know, when I first heard that term, puppy love, I was like, why would they call it puppy love? It makes no sense to me. And then I realized it does. Think about the puppy, right? You pet its head. Oh my God, thank you. You just pet my head. I just love you so. Right? Take the puppy for a walk. Oh my God, we're gonna go for a walk. This is the best thing ever. I didn't think I could love you more, but I do. you just looked at me. Oh my God, I just love you. You're just amazing, right? So I get it. Puppy love. Mine, his name was Anthony. And I met Anthony in the 4th grade. 4th grade. And he was of German and African-American heritage. So his mom was from Germany, and his dad met her when he was stationed in Germany in the military. He was beautiful, just beautiful. He had these brown, like, curls that were just shiny, and he just had a smile that was out of this world. And every time he looked at me, there would be like this full whoosh, blush, right? Just like from the top of my hair all the way down to my toes. And then, you know, we kind of grew up a little bit and trying to be cool, but we're all geeky and gorky and, you know, the feet and elbows, all of that, right? And then I think I was around 12, and he walked me home from school for the first time, carrying my books, and then he held my hand. Of course, I had to do this a few times, right? And he held my hand. And it was wondrous, and I just knew we would be like this forever. Forever. 12. When we were 13 and 14, my birthday is later in the year, so, you know, he'd already turned 14, I was 13 still. His mom gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, and they were just beautiful. And Anthony was her closest. There were 3 boys, and she and he had the closest relationship. And I just loved those kids, and any time that I could, I'd babysit, I'd help. You know, I was always volunteering because they were just beautiful. And then Christmas came that year. And the boys and dad went to visit the grandparents, leaving mom and the babies at home. And she was undiagnosed with severe postpartum depression. Anthony came home and found the babies drowned, and she killed herself. 13, innocence ripped away from us. 13. We each dealt with it differently. We walled ourselves up to cope with that pain. And of course, it came out differently. We went through school all the way to high school. We graduated high school together, but after then, our relationship really changed significantly. And I think we were reminders of this painful event for each other. So there was distance, and that makes sense now. Then, not so much. And the way that he dealt with his pain was he became the wild and promiscuous one. Everybody was talking about Anthony. Oh my God, did you hear about Anthony, right? It was all of that. And I became really introverted, and I didn't date. So imagine when I go to this large university, college, for the first time, I got no skills, right? I never dated, I never learned those types of boundaries because my household was very religious and strict, right? So my second boyfriend in college became my first husband. And I may have mentioned to you previously that he was an alcoholic, but what I may not have mentioned was that he was 7 years older than me. I was 20 years old and a young 20-year-old. And he died of acute alcohol intoxication at the age of 33 years old. 33. And by the end of that disaster, there was no way I was ever going to love that hard again. And I was never getting married. Right, Graham? So I tell you this story. It's just a small snippet of my life. Just in case you're still walking around with that belief system, you know, that BS that says, no one's had the heartbreak I've had in my life. No one's had these catastrophic experiences. And you know, sometimes it feels like we're waiting for a trophy to be given on how bad our life could be, right? And we even use those traumas to justify our choice of being separate, our choice to be alone, our choice to be rigid, our choice to view the world from a sense of sadness, a sense of jadedness. And you know what's underlying all of those choices? Fear. Fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of getting it wrong, fear of being hurt, fear of the unknown. And I share my wounds and scabs with you to let you know that life has not always been perfect. We all have wounds, but those wounds don't define who we are, nor does it define our capacity for love and joy, unless we let it through our inability to forgive ourselves and others. Those resentments that we hold on to continue to hurt those of us who refuse to forgive. So I want to just tell you that our minds, as most of you know, are these powerful computers, right? It registers every event, everything that comes into us is registered there. And I want you to think of it as, you know, those old vinyl records, you know, where the grooves of the music is embedded into those grooves there. Put the needle down, and you get to play your music, right? Do you remember, like, when you were going out, maybe with the girls or to a club, right? You take out that vinyl, trying not to touch it in the middle, right? And then you, like, place it on the stereo there. Take that needle, put it down, right? Getting all dolled up. I'm going out. You know what I need right now? Some music. Music will get me in the mood. Yes. Put that on. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. 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 That's a scratch, right? We get those. It's like, oh, now I'm in a scratch here, and that's that groove, and it's stuck. Well, our brains work quite similarly, right? We may interpret an event as traumatic, and that's that scratch on our brain. And then we revisit it over and over and over again in our minds. There's the groove. There's the groove. Maybe it's something like, he broke up with me. And then you go and travel, or she broke up with me, or they broke up with me. And you're always in that, reliving that moment. Now, each time we see something that may look, smell, seem, possibly could be like that similarity, we drop into that groove. Boom! Right there. And we start having those same old thoughts. We remind ourselves of all those errors, the mistakes, the trauma, the hurt that happened, and we react to the new stimuli as if it was the old incident. So maybe you hear, hey, honey, I just want to tell you that, and boom, there you are in that groove, right? Oh my God, he's probably going to break up. Oh my God, she's probably going to break, you know, you're in that groove. Now, what I'm going to ask you, when you see these things come up in your thoughts, please do not spiritually bypass this moment. And what do I mean by that? Don't just go now to denials and affirmations to get rid of that and change that thought. Denials and affirmations are powerful after you've done the work, my friends. After you sit with those feelings, you're in that present moment awareness of what's coming up for you. You're feeling that. And that's important because those feelings, they are what you are going to use to do your spiritual repair work. Imagine you're painting, right? There's a crack on the wall as you paint, and you just kind of go over it with the roller. That crack's still there, is it not? And you try to maybe push a lot of paint into that crack. Yes, I've done that, right? And then paint over it. And maybe in like a couple of weeks, what do you see? The crack again, right? Our spiritual work is like that. We can't do denials and affirmations. That's like a painting over while the crack's still there. We haven't done the work. The work of maybe expanding that crack a little bit, putting plaster, smoothing it out, waiting for it to dry. Oh, the crack's still there. Doing some more work there. After all of that, then you do your denials and affirmations. Make sense? Thank you. Thank you, James, for being here, because I guess you're the only one. Thank you. So we can be triggered really easy just by simple words. Simply hearing a phrase like, "It's your fault. You made me mad. Don't be so naive." And that jars us into being reactionary. And before that person has completed saying the sentence, we are unconsciously, hear that, we are unconsciously rehashing those old scenarios from that groove. "Hey, honey, I just want to tell you," oh, they're going to be breaking up with me. This is not going to be a good conversation. And all they want to say is, "Hey, honey, I want to tell you, don't cook tonight. I'm going to bring home takeout." Right? But here's the thing, we can change this groove. Just like repairing vinyl records. Yes, I did YouTube it. How do you repair a scratch on vinyl records? And what's the first thing that they do? They clean it, right? Remember they had like that felt thingamajiggy? That's the correct term for it, the thingamajiggy. And you would try to clean that, right? Because a lot of times it was just dirt, and you put it on again. And you're like, oh, it's still not working. And then the next suggestion would be to apply epoxy or wood glue to smooth out that scratch. So you smooth out that scratch, you wait for it to dry, you kind of peel off the excess glue, you put it on. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, keep thinking I can live without you by my side, right? So now I'm in the groove, I'm like in a good groove, right? Because I've repaired that scratch, repaired that. And then from the perspective of our minds, it means that we can do the same thing. The cleaning piece is releasing the blame and forgiving ourselves. Releasing the blame and forgiving ourselves. And then like the glue and the epoxy is going to be creating new neural pathways which change our beliefs and our behaviors. Now, to create new neural pathways, it's identifying those erroneous thoughts, reframing our perceptions of an event. So let's take my example of my first husband, right? After the relationship with him, I believed that I was unlovable, undeserving of kindness and respect. I blamed him for his treatment of me. And then I came to view intimate relationships as, I'm not going there. They're not worthwhile. Why do I do that horror show again? I saw straight men as foes and to be avoided. And each interaction thereafter with men was colored by that groove. Do you hear me? And I remember still wanting to be around masculine energy, and I lived in New York City, and I tell you, I had so many gay men friends. It was fabulous. So I got my fill of the masculine energy there. But I was lonely. I was still lonely and missing the intimacy that we as human beings are designed for, designed to nurture and desire. For my life to become happier and more fulfilling, it required that I identified the erroneous thought, which for me was, straight men are bad and unable to be kind. Straight men are bad and unable to be kind. And then I realized I needed to create a new neural pathway by reframing the trauma. My friends, this doesn't mean that trauma did not happen. Doesn't mean that. But it means that we have the opportunity to question how we came to believe we are that trauma. Do you hear that? And I looked at, what if I released the blame and hurt by coming to understand that my first husband was unable to be anything other than he was. Anything other than he was. And he was damaged from his family of origin, and also he was born and raised in Kenya. We were culturally not in resonance with each other. Well, then I can take myself off the hook, can't I? I can forgive him and myself. I no longer need to hold on to those erroneous beliefs. And now I create new thoughts such as, it was simply a life experience that got me on the path to my soul's journey. And as I continue to do my work, I start to discover I am more present, right? Because I'm not like in that groove back then. I'm aware of the gifts of this moment. And after a while, these neural pathways are created, and I'm no longer in a state of reaction from past trauma. And I am in awe of what's available to me now. I start meeting new friends, be curious about new adventures. I blossom. And just as that vinyl was repaired, I am as well. I'm no longer stuck replaying my trauma. I'm now able to hear the beautiful song of the divine. The beautiful song of the divine. And as we do our own repair, reframing, creating new neural pathways, we become open to the wonder that is life. We have doors opening to us that we never knew existed. Well, how could we? We couldn't even see them before. In the past, we were so invested in the mantra, somebody done somebody wrong. You know that song? That it was hard for us to see the light, to see the possibility, to see the doors, and God. And as our consciousness shifts, we become aware of powerful tools available to us to help us to continue to evolve, to grow, to awaken. And one of those tools we can utilize is the spiritual practice of forgiveness. I know many of you have probably heard of the Ho'oponopono, right, which is a spiritual practice that resonates within your psyche, within your soul, within your body, within your mind, heart, your environment, and all the people around you. The Ho'oponopono is an indigenous practice from the land of Hawaii. It's a practice of forgiveness for oneself and for others. The translation of the word Ho'oponopono means to cause things to move back into balance or to make things right. And they believe in chanting this prayer over and over is a powerful way to cleanse the body of guilt, shame, blame, cleanse your mind of those haunting memories or feelings of trauma that keep your mind fixated on negative thoughts. This practice is really simple. 4 steps. 4 steps that we can all use. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Sounds like cake, right? That's nothing. But it's the intention that we set when we do this chant. And we're going to be doing that today in our meditation practice. So the first step, I'm sorry, this is about repentance, in honoring that there is only oneness. And it doesn't matter whose fault it is in that situation. It doesn't matter. What you're looking at here is the remorse of this negative event and how it's impacting you. You can apologize for yourself or even humanity, whatever feels right. And all that is needed to be said is, I'm sorry. Step 2 is where we ask for forgiveness. It's a deeper level of step 1, but here you're asking for forgiveness, maybe from your inner self, about your spiritual beliefs, about what you know and believe of as God. And you simply imbue that with unconditional love as you say, please forgive me. Step 3 is about gratitude, the awakening, the gratitude for what is, for the juiciness that is life, for all the experiences that the universe brings to you that shape you. And we say thank you. And then lastly, we affirm that love is all that matters. All that matters. And we hold the knowing and intention of unconditional love, projecting it inwards and outwards as we say the words, I love you. You see, once we are able to create a sense of balance and making things right in our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, we now have the ability to create the lives we truly deserve. We have the choice to drop those imaginary walls that we erected to protect ourselves, which really kept us separated from each other. We have the capacity to realize we are here to live our lives experiencing all the universe has to offer, no matter what the label or the interpretation that we give the experience. We awaken to the knowing that these experiences are for us. They help shape us into the amazing beings that we are. And we get to decide to live life and love like we've never been hurt before. We get to decide that. Imagine each person you meet knows that you are beloved, that they are here to love you, to love us, that they know that you are deserving of love simply because you are of God. And your existence is simply to be love in skin. And if you take on this truth, that you are simply to be love in skin, then you are free to be your true essence at all times. Free to love unabashedly, right? So if you want to wag your tail, you can wag your tail, right? If you want to roll over and scratch your back, you roll over and scratch your back. You be in that in totality, your whole being, nothing reserved. So imagine if this community, Unity Church of the Hills, is filled with beings who are simply here to be love in skin. Right? That's pretty powerful. So this week, your homework, you know I always give you something to do, right? Your homework this week is to do the chant, the Ho'oponopono. I want you to commit to doing it once a day. I don't care when you do it. I don't care how long you do it. Just once a day for a week. And at that end of the week, I want you to journal what's changed, what was healed. And if you're not a journaler, like me, I don't really like journaling, then grab your person and tell them what changed and what was healed. So we're going to prepare for meditation. I'm inviting Celebration to come on up. And as they come up and they're listening to the song, I'm inviting you to be in that space of meditation. Allow your spine to be erect. Ground your feet into Mother Earth. Follow your breath and allow their words, their music, to soak in. Sorry. Thank you.
my disciples if ye have love one for another. As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall you know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall you know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. If you really love me, love one another. As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall you know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. If ye have love one to another. God commands us. God commands love one another, as I have loved you. As I've loved you.
Stay. Stay with me. Yeah. So we are going to do the Ho'oponopono. I'm going to invite you, if you're comfortable and it's easy, to please stand. We're going to do a chant. Your body may sway. Allow it to sway. Your body may move. That's okay. This is a powerful technique. If tears come, allow them. If giggles come, allow that too. It's okay. Be here and present. This is for you. I've invited John to stay up here with me to support this. I've invited Celebration to also continue with the chant. I've asked 2 prayer chaplains to be on either side there, holding space. Cliff, I see you. I see you. And I've asked Joni to anchor me as we do this energetic work. So you are safe and you are here because you said yes to being here now. Okay? It's going to be in 2 sections. The first one is about holding you in forgiveness. Holding you in forgiveness.
And the second part is going to be holding this community in forgiveness. Okay? So we'll start. I forgot the first note. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Keep going. Bring your consciousness of who you are, of that groove you may be holding, of yourself. Bring your consciousness, your allness, your intention to forgive yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Close your eyes. Go within. Anchor down. Go deeper. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Think of this community. Unity Church of the Hills. I love you. The times you may not have shown up as your divine and highest self. Those times when others have shown up here, not in their highest truth. All of it into forgiveness. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. If you're online, know that we are anchoring you here as you do this practice of forgiveness. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. When the Grandins left, the decisions made by the board, all the interim ministers, political affiliation, Democrat, Republican, those judgments that we hold about ourselves and others. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Complete. We are complete. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Release. Relax. Behold the newness you are. You may be seated. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That was a powerful anchoring, a powerful ritual of forgiveness. Don't think it was like maybe you didn't bawl, and that's okay. This is going to resonate within you. So be kind and gentle to yourself for the rest of the afternoon. Namaste. Sorry.
We keep that energy of love as we move into our time of offering. As the ushers please come forward. There's nothing that needs to be said. Reverend Sheree, thank you for lifting us to that higher level. And like I said, there's nothing to be said. Thank you. Thank you. So let's get into the formalities. If you haven't seen or haven't known, there are multiple ways to give. You can give because you're here. Thank you. If you're online, you can give through the app, you can give through the website, or you can mail in a check. And also, if you have recurring giving, you can grab one of the cards in the pew in front of you, place your blessing onto that, and put that into the offering plate. We are now going to say our offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.
Think about it, there must be higher love down in the heart, hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking of what's turning. We're just hanging on, facing our fears, standing out there alone. Oh, yearning, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. not alone. Light up with my soul on fire. I can make the sunshine from pure desire. Let me feel the love come over me. Let me feel how strong it could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. 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 Hey, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love.
Thank you, celebration. Sweet Spirit, we just give thanks, this moment of gratitude for all those who have given, all those who have said yes to this community, have said yes to supporting it, said yes that we want to do amazing things. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we're almost done. I know I went a little bit over, but I think it was okay, right? Was it? Thank you for your grace. I appreciate that. All right, so we have prayer chaplains. You know where they are. They're going to be in the chapel. Please avail yourself, especially today when you move that energy through you. You're probably going to need a little bit more support than normal. So please, please, chaplains. Out in the foyer, you can see all the produce. Did you see all of that produce as you came in? Yum! And do you know what? I said, well, what about cantaloupes? What about watermelons? Des is now going to be growing cantaloupes and watermelons. They love me, thank God. You can see I have this beautiful necklace. It's a glass jar, and it's filled with colorful beads. It's a new item that you can purchase out there to support the Rainbow Fellowship. They are fundraising for August 14th for the Pride Parade. And lastly, we have the school supply drive that was mentioned in the announcement, so look out there for that. There is no board gathering this afternoon, so don't look for that. And next week, we start with having nominations to join the board. So if you or someone else is feeling called, the forms will be out there next week, and I'll talk more about that the following week. Talking about the following week, what's happening next week? Ooh, that's right. We're going to be talking about the pink polka-dotted elephant in the room or in the community, right? And really what I'm going to be questioning you on is, what are your beliefs about what a spiritual community should look like or be like? What things are you holding on to from past experiences here that happened at Unity Church of the Hills, right? Because you know you got some, because I do hear them, right? And then we're going to talk about ways to release that and create anew. I am about talking about what is, what's alive, what's in the room, and we will do that. And following that, there will be a going deeper segment if you want to stay after service to go a little deeper on that topic. So let's do the prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. See you next week, my loves.
Think about it, there must be higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? We're returning. And we're just hanging on, facing our fears, standing out there alone. Yearning, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling for me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what